Today, we are taking a look at the Automorph Green Ranger and Evil Space Alien Rita Repulsa. I am this is super awesome. And so let's go ahead and we'll take a look at each one. Here are in their packages is how they are packaged from Playmates. And you can see that it does have on the back of the box, it's got like some information on the Green Ranger. It shows like how Automorph works. I do like how they gave Tommy like the green bandana on. Let's go ahead and we're gonna take a look at the packaging a little closer here. It's pretty decent packaging. It does have on the back of the box, it does have to be able to automorph it, so you can, it has like a try me feature. I think it's pretty cool. He does come with the sword and the gun. So, I mean, you know, obviously you wouldn't have both, you know, it would be kind of weird. And then he does have the dragon dagger. And I do like how I don't have the original Automorpher, but I do remember the original Automorpher, when you morphed it, the shield disappeared. So it's kind of goofy. So there is Tommy, the Green Ranger. And then here is Rita, which I have never owned a Rita figure in my life. And I don't know if they actually made one for the Lightning Collection or not. But she does have, again, you've got like basically kind of the same kind of stuff. And I'm looking forward to them giving a Goldar and a Putty. I'm really looking forward to that. And then we've got the entire team here. I actually don't have the Pink and Yellow Ranger yet. They have not been released yet. So I have not been able to get those yet. But she does have a Automorph feature, which is you just basically press it like that. And everything like that. So let's go ahead and we're going to get these guys out of their packages and take a look at them. All right, let's take a look at the figures. But before we actually take a look at the figures, let's take a look at the accessories. And we're going to take a look at Rita's accessories first. So she comes with the staff, which is actually painted very well. The staff is painted very well. I do like the detail on the side here. You can take a look here and you can see, I think it's really good. And she can hold it pretty decently, just like that. She can hold it in both hands. There is the button here, and you basically pressing it. I can show you guys. This is the automorphing. I guess you can call it the automorphing feature for Rita. So she has like a you know, whack Tommy on the head kind of feature. The thing about these automorph features is that it basically destroys posability. So she can't really pose it. The other thing that's cool is she does come with this kind of like, I don't know, like it's like a energy like attack ring, and she can hold that pretty easily. She just kind of hold it in your hand like this. One thing I noticed that when you put the staff in her hand, it does create problems with her stability. She does have a tendency to not want to stand now. That's the accessories for Rita. So let's now take a look at Tommy. So he comes with the gun version of the Power Ranger gun, which I don't think Tommy ever actually used in the show as the Green Ranger. I don't think he ever used this gun. I think he had it, but he never used it. And then of course there's the sword version of it, which is, you know, it's painted white. It's a rubbery plastic. It's kind of like soft right here and then hard down here. So I mean, it's the standard plastic. And then we have the Dragon Dagger, which is basically gold with silver paints. Honestly, it's pretty decent because you do have the detail right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it does have the detail only on this side, the detail of the Dragon Dagger, and it does have the Dragon Coin insignia right there, and it has it on both sides. So I appreciate that they actually took the time to do that. He can hold it in his hand pretty decently. It is a tight snug. And then of course you can plug gun into the holster, so you can do that. And he can also hold the blaster, or sorry, he can hold the sword, and he can also hold gun pretty decently. It is a snug fit, so do be mindful of that. These are rubber plastic, so you're not going to break it. All right, let's take a look at the articulation for Tommy here. It is kind of a little bit of limited articulation, so we'll go ahead and we'll look at the arms. So the arms has movement. So you can do all the way around. It is a very tight joint. There is zero shoulder, so that is the only movement you're gonna get. And it's very tight. You do have an elbow, but it is very limited. And you do get a full spin around. You can see that's about as far as you're getting. You're not getting a full 90 degree, and then the hand does twist around. There is no waist spin, and that is due to the automorphing sequence. You do not get the full Monty or splits. You can only go up that far. And then the knee is extremely on this weird, it's on this weird, like, I don't know, it's ball joint kind of deal. And you do get a full 360 spin on, that is crazy. It does look kind of goofy because you have to have the knee and the foot and the exact orientation. You do get that much bend. You get basically the foot just spins around, no tilt or toe or anything like that. It's painted somewhat fine. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. The head sculpt is not great. It doesn't really look like Jason David Frank at all. It's fine. It serves the purpose, and most people are not going to have it probably displayed like this. You're going to have it in its Ranger form. The tab here on the back is kind of unsightly, but again, you're not going to have them displayed in the back. You're going to have them displayed frontwise. The power coin, you can see it right there. It is somewhat there. They somewhat molded the detail in, but it's a lot better on the dagger than it is on the belt. And what's funny about this is that if I can show you guys a comparison, the coin on the dagger is the same size as it is here on the belt. And for some reason, they were able to mold it onto the sword, onto the dagger very well, and they just couldn't on the belt for some reason. I don't know if it was a molding issue or what the deal is. He does have two different kinds of hands. Well, no, they're about the same. This one looks a little wider. You know, you have just a standard, like, you know, grip hand, you know, just to hold weapons. So now let's take a look at what we're all waiting for, the automorph feature. And basically to do it, you just kind of press this button in the back and bye-bye. And this is what I was talking about. Now, granted, for some reason, when I'm looking at him like this, with the head, the human head, the proportions don't look that bad. He does have a very broad chest. The chest is very, very broad. But when you switch to the Ranger helmet, it now looks really goofy. It looks really goofy. If I was gonna be completely honest with you guys, if I was gonna display this guy on my shelf, I'm probably displaying him like that. And I'm just gonna be real with you, because that Ranger helmet does not look that great. It looks, I mean, okay. And then of course, due to like this automorphing feature, there's no head articulation at all. I mean, you can kind of go like that, but now you're breaking up the automorphing feature. It is kind of a fun, it does work very well. It does, after a couple of turns, one, two, see, it does seem to kind of break down. So, I mean, like for a kid who's probably going to be doing this, you can see how it kind of keeps working, and then after a second, it stops working. So, you have to look at the fact that these are designed for 4-year-olds, and a 4-year-old is going to beat the crap out of this. So, this automorphing feature is kind of not ideal. It's kind of not ideal. The plastic feels a little on the cheap side, but I do appreciate gold in detail. I do appreciate the paint. It is fully painted. I mean, you do have a screw hole right there for the back, and that's for the whole automorphing feature. And then you got pins right here for this, which is understandable because it does have this game kind of like action features. So I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against. I'm gonna hold it against it. Now let's take a look at Rita, and I'm gonna tell you guys, like, so out of the box, Rita's head popped out. When I took her out of the box, it popped out. Be mindful of that, so that you can probably lose the head. Again, articulations actually, ironically, is cool, is that you can actually move the arm up, but you cannot move the arm. The arm does not move this way, because it's going to flip back, because that is what the feature is. You do get full outward movement. There is a bend at the elbow. It's not a lot, but you do get it. She does have a waist swivel, so I appreciate that. She does have, let me check in here. No, she has no knees. So she has no knee bend. It's very, very thin plastic. It's kind of hard to show you guys because of the dress, but it's basically brown painted. And then you have the feet. The feet, you do have twist like that, and there is a little bit of like motion here, and that's just for stability. That's basically it. She does get full head spin. You can look up, can somewhat look down, and you can kind of give her the confused dog look. This arm is articulated. You know, you get a little more motion out of here. I do think this is hilarious. I just find those. I've always found that hilarious on Rita. That's kind of how they gave it and everything like that. Now this head sculpt, this looks almost nothing like Rita, and the open mouth just with the teeth looks goofy. It looks weird to me. I do appreciate the coloring. We do got the gold trim trim, and then we got the white. I do appreciate that we did do this, and then it's molded, all the molded detail on the arms for the dress, and it's all the way around. It's not like they only did the front and they didn't do the back. Like, I appreciate the fact they did this, and then you know, you got the logo and stuff like that, but I do appreciate the details, everything around her. So I do really appreciate that they took that time to do that. And she does stand somewhat okay, but you have to put her in a very wide A stance to get her to stand up. And then here she is next to Tommy, her evil Green Ranger. Let's do some size comparisons. I don't have a lot that I can compare this to, but here it is next to a Hasbro Dino Fury Red Ranger. This is from the Lightning Collection. So you can see that it's just slightly taller than Tommy, just slightly taller. These will fit in with the Lightning Collection, so I do appreciate that. And then here he is with Lord Draken, which, if I can straighten him out here. Lord Draken is a bit taller. And since I have Draken here, I can show you guys what knocked over Rita. I can show you guys here what I was talking about, the helmets. See the helmets? See how large this helmet is? And I get that they had to keep the head the same size because of this automorph feature, but I appreciate the helmet. You can kind of see if I can get Lord Draken to stand properly, which is why I had him in that kind of like, that's one thing about these Lightning Collection figures is they do not, there he stands pretty good. They do not stand very good. So there he is with Lord Draken. And then here they are next to a Mattel. I think I said 6 inches. I think these are more like 5. I think there's like maybe even 4.5. But this is a true 6-inch scale Evelyn from the Origins line. And then just because I have it nearby, there is a G1 Beast Wars reissue of Primal and Beast Mode, so you can see the size of these figures. So they are a bit on the small side. Final thoughts, guys. These are okay. They're not the greatest figures I've ever messed with. The automorph feature works on a casual sense, but once you start really hitting it on and off like a child would, it starts to break down. So I do feel like the automorph feature is probably not that great. I don't have an original automorph Ranger from back in '93 to be able to compare it to show you guys if either was better. I do appreciate the molded detail on the Dragon Dagger and on the actual figures themselves. I do appreciate that they are painted and they are done in a very good sculpt. I really appreciate Rita. The staff is really good. I think the little like plastic energy effect is a nice little touch to give her another effect. The automorph feature for her, the fast action works pretty decently, but it does limit the articulation of that arm. Rita does have more articulation than the Rangers do, due to the fact that she has a waist swivel, but because of the dress design, she can't have her bending down or anything like that, or any kind of motion like that, which is unfortunate for the least, but I do appreciate the way it's designed. When you have the staff in her action feature hand, it does cause stability issues that I noticed, whereas if I put it in her other hand, she stands pretty decently, but you do have to keep her at basically in an A stance. But you can't really notice it because of the dress. And I do appreciate all of the painted molding. The face sculpt on Rita is weird to me. The head sculpt on the Green Ranger is extremely tiny for the Ranger helmet, but I do appreciate the detail that they put on it, and even painting the little red dot on the part of the helmet. Again, I'm not really going to knock it because that is a after effect of having it have that automorph feature, which as a result of that gives it a very large body and a tiny head, which for displaying purposes, I'm probably going to display him with the Tommy head. I think the Tommy head is a little better, especially with having the green headband, but it does not look like the actor whatsoever. And that's probably because MH probably does not have the actual facial licensing to have them look 100% like the actors. So as always, guys, if you guys enjoyed watching videos like this, I encourage you guys to leave me a like. Leave me a comment down below. Have you picked these up yet? You can get these at your local Walmart. Are you interested in them? Are you a Power Ranger fan? Even if you're a Super Sentai fan, these are still representations of that version of Super Sentai, because it's Green Ranger and Rita. They're from that show. They're from Super Sentai. That's how it kind of went. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, what you guys think of these. And if you want to see more, check out the video right over here. And as always, guys, Until next time.